let's start with Ivar. What led you to the decision to place him here in the Pegasus turf coming out of his effort in the Breeders' Cup?
Yeah, we have been planning this since he ran the Breeders' Cup. And the weather here in Kentucky is helping us a lot. My plan B was going to ship him earlier, but I think I'm not going to need to do that. I think we can work him until the race here in Lexington.
What do you think makes Ivar such a special horse where he's been able to compete at such a high level consistently for a handful of years now?
I think he's proving that. He has run 3 Breeders' Cup in a row. He was 4th, 3rd, and 4th. Usually, he got beat only from the horses from Europe. Last year, I think we had 2 American horses that finished in front of him. Here in Keeneland, he was 4th and was beat for 3 Coolmore horses. In Delmar, also he was beat by a Godolphin horse. And I think for the American level, probably he's one of the best grass horses for the past 3 years here in America.
Yeah, I would certainly agree with you. How have you been able to manage his training to allow him to be that top level grass horse in America? What sort of specific things have you done to maintain his consistency, maintain his fitness, and maintain his ability to compete at that grade 1 level?
First of all, he's a grade 1 horse caliber. Okay, he has proven in Argentina what he did. Came here, won a grade 1 here in Keeneland, has been running well for 3 years in the top level. And he I think he did by himself everything. I just managed him. I think the important part of that we always gave a winter break for him for 3 years in a row. We gave the winter break. Only this year, he's not going to have a break in the winter because he only raced twice last year. And that we make the decision to try the Pegasus in January.
Any concerns with that lack of winter break, or do you think the limited racing in 2022 will serve him well through a little bit of a winter campaign? Where do you land on that?
No, not at all. Excuse me, he ran 3 times last year, no?
Yeah.
And then he had a very busy end of the year. We shipped him to Indiana. He came back, and he went to 4 times last year. Yeah, 4 times. And then we sent him to Canada. He came back. We sent him to Keeneland, and then also to Keeneland to the Breeders' Cup. Between July and November, he ran 4 times. Very tough races, 3 grade 1 races, and I think he's fit enough for do that.
Yeah, he certainly performed very, very well this year in all of those races. Has there been any hurdles in 2022 or even before that you found throughout his career that you as his trainer and the horse himself have had to overcome to reach this top grade 1 level, or
No,
has it been all smooth sailing?
No, he never had a big problem. Besides, in the beginning of this year, he had a hoof problem close to running in Churchill Downs in May, and we needed to stop him. But besides that, we always gave him the winter break by purpose. And then this year, as I told you, as he just ran 4 times in the end of the year, and we wanted to keep his fitness and try to raise him one more time at Gulfstream and to see what happens.
Yeah. What's his personality like? Is there any uniqueness to him around the barn? Anything that he does on like a daily or weekly basis that kind of shows off his personality?
He's a normal horse. Very strong horse to gallop every day. We need to put a very good rider on him in the mornings. He likes to gallop. And at the barn and inside the stall, each horse has his habits, but he's a normal horse to deal with.
What does that mean? A strong horse to gallop? Like you need a rider with a little bit of strength to handle him.
Yeah, he likes to. If you let him, he likes to gallop a little faster than you want it. That's why we have. I never changed his rider since the beginning when he came from Argentina. He's the same rider, and but the guy works well with him. It's a good team, and I think they are doing well.
Is there anything that the horse shows you, a couple of days out from a race, a week out, a month out, that would kind of clue you in on him being fit and sitting on a big effort? Anything stick out to you as you lead into a race like this?
No. Usually he delivers. He's not a horse that you are going to see very fast works. He works like kind of average, and but you can see how he gallops, how he comes off the track every day happy, bucking around, jumping around. That he's ready to go.
Just two more quick questions for you. You're one of the best, if not the best, trainer at successfully bringing horses from South America to America and having them perform very, very well. What's your secret sauce, and what do you think has played into your ability to be so successful at bringing horses from South America to North America and maintaining them and allowing them to run so well and be so successful?
I think there is only one key for that: patient. And if you do that, I think you are going to. And of course, the horse needs to improve here, because we have tougher races here, no? Sometimes you put in a plane a horse A and a horse B. A is better than B, and here B performs better than A. It happens a lot. But you have to be patient, and the horse needs to acclimate well, especially with the kind of the way that the tracks are designed, short turns, short stretch. Horse needs to learn to change leads faster than South America. That's a very important detail. And you see in the training, you see when a horse from South America, between the 5th and the 6th month that they are here, they are training well. They are doing half miles and 5/8 well. They are ready to go.
That's interesting. I wonder if many people would notice that. I doubt it. The nuance in the track layouts and how that forces you to train them in a specific way. That's very interesting.
Yeah, sometimes they are acclimated with the time, but they don't adjust. Sometimes some horses they never adjust the way that the racing here happens. Faster pace needs to be more in the race, and especially sharp turns. We are not accustomed in South America with that, and they need to be ready before the turn, about the half mile and the 3/8 pole. They need to be ready to when a rider asks, they need to be ready to perform. And some horses, they don't get it that, and happens.
So you've made a lot of great memories with Ivar, his success in the Breeders' Cup. You've won the Kentucky Oaks. Do you allow yourself an opportunity every so often to kind of sit back and think about all that you've accomplished in North American racing? And if so, what's probably your fondest memory, and what's the one thing that gives you the biggest sense of pride and joy in your success in America?
I always for years and years and years, I always had a very small barn number of horses. I always trained 15, 18 horses, sometimes 10 horses. And for sure, winning the Kentucky Oaks, I'm going to remember this day until the end of my life. That was 105,000 people were watching, and she came flying with Chris McCarroll. That day was for sure was unbelievable. And another race that I remember very well, and I don't know, since I was in Brazil, I always wanted to win, is the Met Mile. And with a very special horse, Pico Central, he did. And then I think was a huge accomplishment, winning the Met Mile that year in 2004. But for sure, the Kentucky Oaks, I think, was the I'm so lucky here because I have won so many big races here, 2 Shadow Miles here in Keeneland, Alabama, Carter, Vaughnsburg. I have won a lot of stakes in Santa Anita, Del Mar, Hollywood Park. I was very lucky since I started here in 2001. But for sure, the Kentucky Oaks, and I think I will never forget that. I will never forget any race, but that race, I think, and also put me in the map, was my Open was my card, my personal card for everything when she won the Kentucky Oaks for D'Amica.
All right, that's 15 minutes of your time that I'm very, very grateful for. So I'll let you get back on with your evening. I really appreciate it, Paulo.
Thank you so much for the opportunity, okay?